Good Wednesday morning, friends, or afternoon, or evening, or middle of the night, or whenever you might happen to join. For those that I don't know, I'm Reverend Jennifer Finley, and this is our midweek time to pause together, to wonder together, to ask ourselves how and where God is meeting us in these days, in this season. I've shared before how much I've come to treasure this time with you, and I'm so glad that you are able to join. Whether you are like me and still inhaling your coffee, or whether your day has off to the races, or regardless of where this finds you, I'm glad that you are joining together with me. Each and every week we ask ourselves that question, some version of that question of how and where is God meeting you? How and where is God meeting us? In each season that changes a bit, our answers change. The question changes a bit. And in this Advent season, we have been asking, where are we finding hope and joy and peace and love? This last Sunday at church, we lit the candle of joy on our Advent wreath. And so I've been wondering this week, where has joy met you? Perhaps it was planned, or perhaps joy surprised you. As I was thinking about that for myself this week, I was thinking about the reality that joy met me in an unexpected place. This is my Christmas tree. I'm joining you from my house this morning. This is my Christmas tree that you see behind me. And I love my Christmas tree, and it does indeed bring me joy. Years ago, I used to put up a live tree until I realized that I was slightly allergic and kept getting welts on my hands. So at some point, I bought a beautiful artificial tree and allow that to suffice. And I love putting it up. But this year, I was a bit conflicted. This year, I wasn't sure whether I was going to put the tree up. You see, my living room is configured in just such a way that there's only a couple of spots where that tree can go. I imagine some of you know that feeling. And usually where it goes is in a spot in the other side of the living room in front of a window. And I realized last year that while I love that spot and I love being able to drive up to my house and see the twinkling lights from outside, I also don't love the fact that it blocks my sunshine. It blocks some of the light coming into my living room. And I had just gotten this spot in my living room rearranged so that it would be exactly what I wanted it to be. I'll let you see that. There's a window and a couple of reading chairs and my favorite spot to do some reading. And I just wasn't sure that I wanted to put the tree up there. And then I thought, well, but I think I'm going to miss the lights. And so I tried something new. I put it over here on this side of the room where it doesn't block a window. And at first I thought, well, that doesn't seem quite right. And then joy surprised me, because then it did. It did seem right. It did seem right to try something new this year, to put the tree in a different spot. Now you'll notice it's not decorated yet. I have the lights up. My box of decorations is sitting in a different room, and it may or may not get decorated this year, and that is okay. But that got me to wondering, where is joy showing up for you? In what you are doing this year, in this season, or what you're not? What have you put up? Your decorations or your traditions? What's sitting in a box waiting that you put up every year, but maybe you're not going to put up this year? And that's okay. Each year is a little bit different, whether it's our decorating of our houses or our family traditions. Every season meets us slightly differently. And so I'm wondering, what of your Christmas and Advent traditions are you leaning into this year? Which ones are you embracing? Which ones are maybe you leaving in a box for this particular year and maybe picking them up another year, or maybe not? What new ones are you embracing? Maybe you're creating some of your own. Maybe you have given yourself the treat of enjoying something you don't usually enjoy this time of year, or just simply the permission to say, I don't have to do all of those things. It makes me wonder, what is bringing you joy this particular season? For me, it was the permission I gave myself to move a tree, to try something new, and to realize that while I had never considered that spot for it, it actually fits right there where it is. Now, it might not be where I put it next year. Maybe I'll put it back in front of the window, or maybe I'll find a different spot for it. But for this year, this is the right spot. And while this is simply a Christmas tree with lights, I think life is sometimes like that. Sometimes we need to give ourselves permission, particularly in a season like Advent and Christmas, where there's all kinds of pressure to decorate, to do all the things. Sometimes we need to give ourselves permission to simply allow joy to meet us in both the things that we always do and in permission to maybe not do some of them, or to do something new that we've never tried before. And so my hope and my prayer for you is that whether it's a new spot for your Christmas tree, or whether it's pulling out all of the favorite ornaments and putting them on, or whether it is simply a lit candle like this one over there, or a lit candle like this one over there. Whether it is in the busyness or in the quietness, whether it is in the things you have always done or the new things that you are doing, my hope is that, my prayer is that God is meeting you with joy exactly where you are, and that you know that you are definitely not alone in this season. Go in peace, my friends.